Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back to show you some gameplay of said deck that I showed last night. Well, not last night. It was actually a couple days before. Anyways, I have 4 replays. I guess. Yeah, there's 4. There's 4 of them, and they were all from different decks. One of them was ABCs. The last one is the one that I'm showing I'm gonna lose because, for one, it was because of a massive misplay, and for 2, because I just want to show you guys what Burge Sums do with Tree Toad, which is banned in the OCG, by the way. Yeah, no Tree Toad, please. No Tree Toad. But as long, Tree Toad. Tree Toad. Tree Toad. Tree Toad. Tree Toad. Anyways, so I'm just gonna start and try to commentate through. So I end up winning the toss. No, he ends up winning the toss and says he wants to go first, and he does some stuff. He goes for Drunk Warrior. Uses Quick Draw Synchron's effect to dump a Level Eater, and now he actually had a pretty good hand, and what he went for was the best. But I'm going to show this because even though he didn't have the greatest of decks, I wanted to show what my deck does against general whatever this is called. What is this? This is not rogue, but sort of mid-tier, like tier 2-ish, tier 2.5-ish. And it's important because you'll see some of the plays I do and why some of these combos work. And I promise I didn't do it just for the video. I did say 4 replays in a row just to have a little bit more consistency. Anyways. So I had a bunch of really fun stuff said. He pops my skill drain, which is fine, because that's not the part that's going to matter. So he uses his Level Eater on the Drunk Synchron. I just used Overload to banish that so he doesn't have a target for Level Eater. So he can't normal summon Spore. He normal summoned Quibbled. Oh, he could have... Huh? Now that I see he had a Spore in his hand... That's a misplay if I've ever seen it. Anyways, continuing. I banish his guy so he doesn't have a target for Level Eater. We move on to my turn. I get my my great cards. My special attack, I have my Wind Up Rabbit, and in this case Wind Up Rabbit is kind of like boss like. So he's gonna poke me with Quibbled. My rabbit's gonna come back. I'm gonna switch out Circuit, and then I'm gonna poke. And actually, this match is pretty boring. I might end up stopping it here, but I'm waiting for one play that I did that was pretty good. And this is actually almost how fast the game went by in real time. So what do I add? I had, yeah, Alpha. Banish. He top techs a Spore now. Sets the Spore. I banish his Spore. Alright, yeah, so this is very boring to commentate. But just know I win. There's a play in this where he gets out a... Oh, this is the play, actually, I was going to show you guys. This is the main reason why I wanted to show this video. Not for all the other reasons, but because this is hilarious. So I use Moonlight Rose Dragon to bounce back the hand, then I use Mind Crush to send the Quick Draw to the graveyard. I was wanted to show that for plays against, like, Blue Eyes or something, whenever they get a card out. And anyways... That's just gonna go on like that. It's fairly straightforward. The next one I think is against Monarchs. No, it's against ABCs. All right, so this is gonna be fun. So he top deck MST to stop me from using micro combos. So lucky him, right? Well, the way this is gonna go, he's gonna get a whole bunch of Galaxy Soldiers out, and he does a slight misplay here whenever he gets out Cyber Dragon Nova. He overlays into Nova, and he should have done it in defense position. But I still go ahead and use Zeta. He loses his material. But during battle phase, I poke him. That was the right play, and I'll show you why in a second. So this right here is why I main deck Ghost Reaper, because I can stall well enough with Psy-Frames to the point where it doesn't matter if I get it my first turn or not. So he uses Infinity. He grabs my Zeta. This is a very important chain link. Instead of activating Zeta to banish his Infinity, I wanted to make sure that he had a monster on the field so I could do this next effect. So he detaches Nova, or he tries to snatch Zeta as material. I use Overload, banish Zeta, and he activates his negate effect, so I can get my Overload into grave so I can search in a second. What I could have done, and I'm not sure why I didn't think this, but it gets really complicated in games. What I suppose I could have done whenever he targeted Zeta, I could have used Zeta's effect, and then he could have just negated that. Then I could have used Zeta to re-add Alpha, and I didn't have to lose so much stuff. But it works out either way. I still get to search, and I get to activate my Ghost Reaper. So I activate Ghost Reaper. I send all 3 of his ABC dragons, and now he's playing ABCs without ABC dragons. And now I can get out another Zeta. I can banish Zeta. He's not going to attack because he's a smart player. He knows I'm playing Psy-Frames. Now, I made several misplays this game, but Psy-Frames are like generous enough to be able to allow people to get away with stuff, even though they shouldn't. And I think this ends up just being super stally. I end up winning, but this is how the game will go for the rest of the game now. I'm not sure how I should commentate this, actually. I accidentally went Black Rose there. I meant to go another Zeta. This game would have ended so much faster. But it's okay. Stuff happens. And I get my second Ghost Reaper. And this is going to be funny. So he does that. What I should have done is I should have used Ghost Reaper a lot earlier, but I didn't. And stuff. I could have taken out his other Infinity, though I didn't know he had another Infinity. So I'm actually behind in life points right now. That's okay though, because I have this field and he has no field. I have a Drowning Mirror Force set. Now I have a Skill Drain set, so no effects for him, even if he does get monsters out. So he just gave me a search. You guys probably don't want to watch it, so I'm just going to skip on to the next one. But this is how the game will end, basically. He tries to get out another... He gets out a field that can sort of stop me, and then I just use Cherry Blossom to get rid of his Infinity, because I have Infinity in my extra deck. Anyways, next. This was a good... was it a good one? I don't exactly remember. All Psy-Frame games sort of end up the same, in all honesty. They're all sort of like this. So I search out my circuit. He gets his Force Tricks. He gets a massive field in hand. I Dark Hole because I'm not afraid of having another Dark Hole. He strikes it. He has 2 different cards. So he has some interesting cards. Set. He never played them, so sorry, I didn't know he had them. So there's the stuff he pops. I use Zeta to bring back something. What did I bring back? I brought back Alpha. Yeah. Card D. Boom. And now he basically can do nothing for the rest of the game. Pop. Alpha. Search. Out. Overload. Zeta. Banish. Next, he's going to use an effect. I'm going to get out Omega. Actually, now that I think about it... Shoot, did I forget to record that one? Oh no. I forgot to record the Heradic game. Oh no. Oh dear. Anyway, so whenever I first saw this, I'm like, oh, so he's playing like Usenjus or something, or not Usenjus, something that I didn't know was gonna be this. And so wasting my Dark Hole like that really made me cry. Man, this is really hard. He's just using stuff. The Burgessoms, I mean, they're pretty easy. You just use a whole bunch of rank 2 stuff, and you use the frogs to get out Tree Toad, and you use the Burgessoms with their own effects. I mean, they don't have like 30,000 trap monsters or anything. And then he has this, and then he attacks, and I'm like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. He can just keep doing stuff. And he has Tree Toad, which means I can't activate any effects, which means Wind Up Rabbit is dead. And then he has Scrap Iron Scarecrow, so every time you activate Scrap Iron Scarecrow, he gets to activate another Burgessom. And then I'm like, bruh, that's like 3 Tree Toads on field. That's 3 Infinities on field. And I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. Did I really not record that one? I think that was the last one I did. Oh, no. Shoot. Sweet. So, I did record this game. Or maybe I didn't record it because it was so easy. Anyways, I had my Ghost Reaper in hand, but I didn't have any Pleiades in my extra deck. So he goes for Vanity's Fiend. I mess up here. I had outs for days, so Drowning Mirror Force, he brings back no, he doesn't, he just shuffles in. He has Twin Twisters, and I had my Delta, but he had his, so this was massive mistake. I should have activated Skill Drain on the end of his turn. So I should have known he had something, but so I could special summon stuff on my turn just to do stuff. I could have lived, but he Twin Twisted and I couldn't Delta. I had so many outs. And they never came. That's why I didn't record that one. That was my own misplays. What else did I have? How long is this going for? Probably like 15 minutes. Do I have anything? Well, how long are we going on? 12 minutes? Yeah, we have time. So, this is a 2v1 I was doing against some friends, and this is gonna be the deck I'll be probably playing a lot of once I get 3 of a certain copy of a certain card. I was only gonna, but for some reason, I didn't record the Heretic game. Anyways, I was playing against the Heretic guy. It was a great game. I get turn 1, I get my circuit, and that's it. I have like 4 frames in hand, or maybe a rabbit. I'm not sure. It was great though. So first turn, he does the Heretic thing to normal summon, but I don't use my alpha yet. And then he uses his effect to tribute and use an effect. So then I use my gamma and I use my alpha. I get an omega and a Zeta out on the field at the same time, and he has a Pot of Avidity in hand. I'm like, bruh. But I had negated so many of his materials as is that he just couldn't get back, and I top decked some madness, like something card D, I think, and then I just had more resources than him. He couldn't get back, so I might as well just show this. So the essence of this deck is to grind for days. So this is a genuine 2v1. So you see Arcane Hero, that's me. We see Frodude, and the other guy's Dread. So we have a pretty poor first hand. And one guy's playing normal pendulums. The other guy's playing Magiceptors. Odd Eyes. Just lots of Odd Eyes. So he destroys my stuff. I'm like, okay, that's not cool. So he uses stuff to get stuff out, and then he pendulum summons. Luckily for me, I have a Gamma, so he doesn't get the surges out. So happy about that. I don't know how I would have won this otherwise. He lets both of them banish, which is okay. So next, I use my first pot of cupidity. I activate my Psy-Frame circuit. I get my gammas back. And now the other guy comes in, and he's already got a 3 and 8 scale set. He mystical space typhoons my circuit, and pendulum summons all of this. Gets out an obelisk, but they can't. Okay, guys, you need to understand. They can't attack me because we were playing on the computer, but we were both live physically, and they know I'm playing Psy-Frames, and I know what they're playing. He gets out obelisk, and they're like, all he has to do is bait that, and we have nothing left, and so. They don't because they know they don't know what my hand is. They don't want to attack into my beta. Because if they attack into my beta, then all of a sudden I can get a Zeta with Psychic Field Zone. And with Psychic Field Zone, I can then banish the other guy, and they'd have very few resources. Or I could just leave Zeta there. Well, actually, you could negate Zeta, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I could actually crash Zeta, and then I could bring back Circuit, and activate Circuit. That's why they didn't attack with Obelisk. And I was playing this mind game, and then I used pot of stuff. I set Macrocosmos, and they did stuff. They popped stuff. They knew I had it, but they just they derped a little bit. So they go into a whole bunch of stuff. They use things to pop, and luckily I get out my Psy-Frames to negate stuff. And they don't attack again because everything's gonna be banished anyways. And now do I get it? Oh, no, not yet. So I'm just stalling basically because they know if they attack, I can Black Rose the field. And if I Black Rose the field, then bad things are going to happen to them because they're both low on resources. And I get 3 pot of dualities in a row. I activate my Dark Horizon. I have a Necroface in hand, and then I use my Necroface and I crash into their Tormentor. Stuff's looking pretty good for me right now. I mean, I'm still sort of not doing very good because of reasons, but I'm still winning a 2v1 for the sole reason that they can't attack me because I could Black Rose the field. I'm sitting at a 4100 beta with Necroface, and they're just setting cards because they don't have the right scales. It's partly a shame. I activate Omega to do stuff, and I crash, and we just keep going. We're going back and forth like this, and then he gets another Sky Iris. Pendulum calls, so you get stuff. He can synchro summon. Oh no, that's not what he does. He uses the guy, the face guy, not the face guy, the other guy. Time sword to do stuff, and then we just go back to our usual thing. And right now they're just trying to deck me out because if they can do that, then great stuff will happen. See, now that I only have 1 card in hand, they're not so afraid to attack, but they didn't know what my hand was in the beginning, so they couldn't really attack. But they're slowly being drained of resources because of Necroface, and I'm just slowly poking away. I'm using stuff. Yes. They got a monkey board. I do the loop to get some stuff out. I banish my own Zeta to get rid of his time sword so I don't deck myself out. I start poking them. I don't remember exactly how I lose this. How do I lose this? I'm not sure yet. I guess we'll find out. Because I remember I do lose. I don't remember how I lost. Oh! I tribute summoned my... I tribute summoned my Necroface. I tribute summoned my Necroface so I could get out a Psy-Frame driver for more damage so that they'd have less health. And I decked myself out because I didn't realize that my other Necroface was within the 5 cards to be banished. I mean, that's just unfortunate, isn't it? And so all they have to do next turn is just pass, and I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah. It's like they don't even have to do anything, and I just lose. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I can't believe I didn't have the Heretic gameplay, but anyways, that's generally how this deck will be played. I messed up against the Birdsums and Tree Toad deck because one, that's a very terrible matchup for me anyways. For two, because I didn't realize they were playing that sort of deck. So I could have used Dark Hole far more effectively, and I didn't. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later.